Hey everyone, I'm Ann. Welcome back to another mini episode of the Let's Get Naked podcast. Today I'm here with Kendall. She's the director of operations for the podcast studio that I record at. And she has agreed to sit with me and kind of chat a little bit about this book that I'm releasing.
We're having too much fun. That's why I'm back.
Yeah, exactly. So the book that is releasing on October 29th is called the Life Hack Playbook. And it is basically a bunch of different really important things that we should all know in life that a lot of us, I don't think, really implement. And it's shit that over the years I've run through the Ann filter and made very visual. And so it's pretty fascinating, the book. And I've been, over the last couple of years, testing out all of the concepts on my friends, and some of them knowingly, most of them not,
it's even better research.
It really is, right? Because I look at that and it's like, there's not a single person that I've been, testing this out on who will say like, no, I don't love that. It's all, now they're passing it down to other people. We have this joke about it being like this pyramid scheme of amazing positivity, and all of the good like life hacks, because they're powerful and they make big differences for people. And so to be able to watch the people in my tribe change from maybe being inherently negative to then being positive, and what a difference that is, it's blowing their doors off on what a difference in life that brings to them. So I do it with everybody. I plant seeds with my niece, with my parents, with my friends, with my husband. Now I had to club him over the head and drag him back to my cave because he was a hard one. I was like, bro, I've been fucking planting seeds for like 8 years. I can't do it anymore.
How long have y'all been married?
20 plus. I don't want to say 20 plus now because it's been
a lot.
It's been a lot. I lost count, but we're somewhere in like the low 20s. But yeah, I mean, I had to say like, I can't plant seeds anymore. You're not taking my hints enough. And so I did. I just clubbed him over the head about a year and a half ago and drug him back to the cave. And so he's all in on all of these things. I wrote this book and he was the one that was kind of helping me as far as like, reading it to kind of prove and provide comments and feedback. And it was funny because people are like, why did you write the book? And I'm like, just for my husband. So that's the only way I could get him to read it, and to really understand. Because he's not the type of person that's going to lean into
a guidebook of help.
Exactly, right? Like a
improvement.
Personal, right? And they keep labeling it different things, right? It started out as like self-help, and then it was personal growth, and then it was all of the things, because people don't really lean into that. So this book don't take it as like self-help. It's like the gateway. It's like the marijuana of self-improvement, right?
It's the starter drug.
It is. It's the starter drug. But I'm telling you, you'll read this and it won't feel like this whole like spiritual woo-woo kind of stuff, but it will open your mind to things where you realize, oh shit, I could absolutely change my life. You can't just be in this place of like, my life is shit, I have all of these excuses, like whatever. No, these are really simple things that don't cost you anything to really be able to implement into your life that will make a huge impact. And so being able to like lean into that, who doesn't want a better life? That doesn't even, like, no, I don't want a better life. Like, says no one. So being able to like really lean into something where it's like, how can I reframe my mind? How can I use the tools that I already have to be able to really live my best life? And I've been not only embodying that with the work that I've done over the last 8 or 9 years since getting sober, but then also testing it out on my people unknowingly. I didn't realize I was actually even doing it. I'm learning as I go along over the last years, and obviously just people that are at your table of life, I'm sharing different things, and so they're picking up other stuff. And so a year ago, when this book was like screaming to come out of me, I was like, okay, well, I already have the whole test group that's done, and all of those people, I'll put you in touch with them. I'm batting 1,000. They are doing all of the things in this book, and every single one of them, you can see drastic improvements in their life of leveling up. And we've been working together, because I'm learning from them as I'm doing stuff, as you do with people that you have in life, right? As I'm sharing with them my viewpoint and how I see things, they're sharing their perspectives, right? Being able to really see things from both angles. And then the takeaway from that is whatever you're meant to get out of it. But it's not me like, oh, let me guide you. It's just working together. So I always say with this book, I encourage people to read it together. If you have a friend group of a couple of friends, get the book together or buy that book for them. If you love them enough to buy them a drink at a bar, buy them a $20 book and say like, let's see if we can level up together and if some of this stuff will make sense. Because a lot of this is very visual and it's very easy to implement it into your life in a way that makes huge changes right away from not big effort, you know?
Well, and doing it with a group or doing it with somebody else will help with the accountability factor and help keep you on target. And it seems like somebody you can test run things with and see like, this is how I understood it. What did you get?
Yes.
And then they can say like, oh my gosh, I've noticed. And then somebody is at least accountable in seeing if you have made any improvements, changes, or grown.
Yeah.
Which is the goal for everybody.
Yeah. And the biggest thing that's funny about that is the energy equals Skittles, right? We talked about that in another episode previously. But when you're able to have that with friends where they're like, what did you spend your Skittles on today?
Yes.
What are you, and like just being accountable to one another for that of like, oh shit, I wasted them. I threw them out the car at somebody that cut me off or like blah, 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 blah. But being able to have that camaraderie and that joking around with stuff, right? I say all of these people are in my Skittles gang. But we talk about it all the time. It's like.
You're going to have a new gang coming.
I know, exactly. It's like, I talk with my son about it because if I start losing my cool about something, he's like, Skittles. I'm like, thank you for the check, right? It just helps you be able to like help hold each other accountable in a way that doesn't make anybody defensive, right? Because everybody is so triggered from everything that they have going on, to be able to learn together to not be defensive, but still hold each other accountable. Because if they're close friends of yours, they want you to win. But if everybody has all of these triggers where you can't say anything or you're stepping on somebody's toes or whatever, it just kind of breaks down all of the barriers that go into that. Here's the deal. Your life isn't going to magically fix itself. Nobody's coming to save you. But you can learn how to save yourself. That's what this book is. It's a no BS guide to stop outsourcing your happiness, stop making excuses, and start living with purpose. If you're tired of waiting for someday, consider this your wake-up call. Someday is today. Get your copy of the Life Hack Playbook on Amazon or on the podcast website, letsgetnakedpodcast.com.
So then tell me about the AND project, because that kind of ties into all of this.
It does.
So give me some more, because I'm nosy.
Yeah. So the AND project is something that's been rattling around in my creative dome for years. When I got sober, it was a really important symbol for me, the ampersand sign of and, because I lived in a world previously where I was very into my own ego, into my own me. When I got sober and really needed a reminder to open up my mind to it not just being about me, it to being about everybody, right? It was me and my husband. It was me and my children. It was me and my friends. So I've always had, like, I have coasters with the ampersand sign on them, or I have, decorations around the house or whatever. More recently, in doing this podcast and hearing other people's perspectives for things and realizing that our world is really divided. We have a lot of things that people are really doubling down on, whether it's politics or religion or race or any of these kind of things that people are really highlighting rather than connecting. I decided that I'm going to kind of start this whole AND project, which is just really highlighting the things that we have in common that we can celebrate, which is our human connection, right? Humanity as a whole, like, we're supposed to connect on those levels. That's what's missing. That's what the problem is from everything that's going on. So this is a symbol of unity, So I started this where I have all of the different and symbols with the skin tones, so that we're celebrating all of the races. I have another one that I've added that's black and white, so that it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can say Black Lives Matter without saying, and so do white lives. Like, we get it, right? Like, right. All of them, and we can say
they all matter.
They all do, right? And so being able to say that, or the one that has the blue on the left and the red on the right. We shouldn't have that be what divides us. It never was like that before. And now it's like we charge at things with what are the things we disagree on before we even invite in what are the things that we agree on. Right. What are our commonalities? Like, we're both mothers. We both have concerns about our planet. We both have all of these things. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on or who you voted for. I couldn't care less. So really being able to say it's the and, for the one that's the gay pride, the rainbow colors, it's the and. It doesn't have to be people going, how many more letters are they going to add? And how many symbols. More, right? All of the different things. It's like, no, it's just and, right? And we're also not leaving out the white people in that equation, right? I have a son that is, white. Him being the villain in this, because we've done this whole thing where he's the enemy, right? He represents the patriarchy. It's like, he's a sweet little boy. He doesn't represent anything. He thinks everybody is equal. This, let's
Right.
lean into that as well. So he gets to be part of the and as well. Everybody does. That's
Everybody
the beauty
should
of
be.
it. So really, it's just a symbol of being able to unite us. And I have no idea yet what that's going to look like, because it's just something that barely has come to my awareness since all of the stuff that's happening in our climate right now. But I will tell you that I have a lot of energy, and I'm scared for everybody that's around me when it comes to this, because this is going to be something that I push really hard for: human connection, uniting us, really coming from a place of really connecting instead of dividing. So that's the AND project. And that's all we're going to say about that.